Alright, it's time to revive the third crystal. That's right, already. Take that, evildoers! I'm solving problems at a decent pace. Of course, it's not going to be that simple to get to the crystal. After all, there are no new spots for any, big dungeons on the world map, so where could we go? Well, the next crystal we have to get is the water crystal, so maybe it has something to do with the ocean. Ooh, but if it does, I got a lot of ground to cover, and screw that! Before we investigate the entirety of the ocean, which would be an incredibly dumb idea, why don't we check out a town or two? There should be one right at the top of this continent, which, by the way, if you look at a map, this actually looks like a gigantic bird, this continent. I figured I'd bring this up because, well, people are going to mention it a lot, and, well, it would just be useful to know, just for reference's sake. Anyway, this is Gaea, the last convenient town to get to in the game. Because, you could just park your ship right next to it. Of course, airship is the only way to reach this area, so that's pretty much all there is to it. Well, I could have climbed. It's a possibility. I'd just be bleeding a lot more. No, lady, it's incredibly possible to fly. You just throw yourself at the ground and miss. Been there, done that. Well, that's very, very vague. Thank you, NPC. Glad I talked to you. And same for your twin sister. Okay, that is a vague little hint that... I don't know why I did that. Anyway, yeah, that was a little hint as to what we're going to be doing next. Or what I'm going to do next. I guess could do the next dungeon. It is? I don't know. It looks pretty happy brooming away at the dirt for some reason. Don't know why it's doing that because, the Earth has a lot of dirt on it, but whatever. Whatever you want to do, random NPC broom. And of course, this guy is just one of the many, many NPCs that tells us about this Oxy Ale. But still, we don't know what it actually is. But hey, it's been mentioned, so it is important, right? Get this. There's a scholar studying a language. Yeah, that's right. That is probably the most important information we've heard. Well, actually, this is more important. Technically. Wow. I don't give a fuck that I sold a stupid fairy. What do I care about the well-being of mystical creatures? But surprisingly enough, he is the most helpful because, now we know where a fairy is. And if you can put two and two together, fairy, pond, water, that's more than two things. But hey, we should probably go find this fairy. Of course, given there's not really much to search around here within the mountain range, we're kinda gonna have to go somewhere else completely on a different continent or something. Nothing really useful here. But yeah, different continent. How they got it all the way over there in such a, I assume, wow, that's terrible. A short amount of time, I don't know, but whatever. There's fairy, and we can still get it. Not like they threw it into the ocean or something. Actually, that's vaguely useful. Might actually buy some stuff here. Protect ring for everyone in the party, except, of course, for Max, because he doesn't wear clothing. Or rings. Won't even wear a ring. Ooh, 500 gil. So if you want to throw money away, which there will be a point where you'll probably want to do that, unless you like having max money or something. And Kiraja and Diaja, upgraded version of spells that we already know about. Also, is there anything hidden in these shops? I don't think so. Actually, I must be thinking of Final Fantasy V. I'm pretty sure it's the Phantom Village? But yeah, it's definitely 5. There are actually some hidden magic shops within the magic shops, which they hold pretty much the best spells in the game, if I recall correctly. But yeah, there's nothing there in this game, because the ultimate magic shops are pretty much over here-ish. Of course, there are still a few more level 7 spells that we need, but whatever. And wow, those are the spells that are offered to you as a black wizard. I mean, Null All and Holy and actually Dispel's kinda useful. Well, actually no, it's not that useful. But yeah, kinda weak spells. Holy's decent, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, Holy's decent, I suppose, but other than that, there's not that much. Null All can be kinda useful because I believe, unlike what I said earlier, barriers actually sort of negate each other, like Null All, or Null Fire and Null Electricity. I'm pretty sure those cancel each other, but Null All will give you resistance to all elements, but you can only apply it to one character at a time. Now, this is actually the area we're traveling to next, and as you can see, yeah, it's in the middle of forests, and we can't just land right here. We gotta go find a good spot to land, and we have to land all the way over here. Deep, heavy sigh. Ah well, it's not that far out though, so you'll only get into like 5 random encounters on the way. Isn't that great? Welcome to Onrak, the town I wish we didn't have to come to more than once, because it's all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't really have anything, too interesting in terms of items. It's got a cottage. Ooh. Actually, remedies are decent, so there are those, at the very least. I guess, lady. Yeah, legs do generally help. I mean, you couldn't move around without it. What the hell? Oh, lady! Look at what your legs have wrought! You've brought about the apocalypse! Ah, crap. Screw this. I'm turning to God. Run away. Oh, actually, that fixed it right up. Well, praise be to Jesus. He hath delivered me from glitch, or something like that. Amen. See? Told ya. Had something to do with the ocean. Sank into the ocean. Of course, that also brings up the problem of not being able to reach it, cause we kind of have lungs and we need to breathe air. Can't really use water for anything like that, for breathing purposes. Actually, that is pretty helpful. Now we know where the caravan is, therefore we know where the ferry is, therefore we can get Oxy Ale. What do we do with that? I don't know. Drink it, jump into the ocean, hope for the best, maybe. Silver, gold, diamonds, rocks, stuff like that. Well, at least he gave us the name. Remember that guy, Une, all the way back in Melmond? Yeah, I know. He's in Melmond, and I'm sure you all don't want to go back there. But, we will have to go back there eventually, but not just yet, thankfully. As long as I'm not going to Melmond. Oh, actually, that's helpful. I was just about to make fun of you for being useless, but you actually reminded me of something I need to do. Well, something I'd like to do pretty soon. Yeah, barrel submarine. Surprisingly enough, that didn't work. I don't understand how it's not working, but it's dangerous to go to a sea shrine in a barrel. You can't see it, but I shrugged. Anyway, yeah, look at that. Oh, magic shops. Okay, lady, don't bring up legs. Keep your leg top as quiet as possible. What was she even implying with that? Wow, seriously? Okay, well, that is also relatively useless. What about white magic? Null Death and Healaga. Okay, those are actually useful. Cool. Alright, well, might as well buy both of these. Of course, I bought, Curaja back at the, other shop. I just assumed you'd figured that out because, I said that spell was good. I don't know, Random Drunk Man. But, maybe spend less money on booze, which I assume you do because you're hiccuping? and that is only caused by alcohol? Exactly 200 years ago it started being shit. But not as shit as Melman, surprisingly enough. Well, anyway, let's move on. So, as that random man near the pier was telling us, there's something at this waterfall, and while we could move on with the adventure, I'd actually prefer to check this out real quick. Take note, there's nothing on top of the waterfall because you can't get on the top stream. So no genie bottles, nothing like that. There's just this Waterfall Cave here. It's this little mini dungeon that's just one big maze filled to the brim with enemies. Lots and lots of enemies. My favorite. You know what else is my favorite thing? Near petrifications. I really like those. Stupid birds. Well, despite my constant sarcasming at this area, it's really not too bad. I mean, it is a mini-dungeon, so it's pretty short, and there aren't really that many treasures here, just the ones you're actually traveling to. Nothing off the beaten path, so if you know where you're traveling to, you can get to your destination pretty quickly. See? We're here. And there's just a random mix of enemies thrown in to try to kill me at last second. Well, that was fun. Hey, dude, how's it going, weird metallic man? Here, have a cube! This robot walked 500 miles just to give us a cube. Whoa, you okay, buddy? Oh, well, I wouldn't have made fun of your last gift to me if I had Ooh, ribbon! Oh, that's actually really cool. Ribbons are really good items, and they're also recurring, so if you've played any of the other games in the series, you know what they do. Ribbons... Oh, and look, Defender, that's less interesting, I'm pretty sure, because... Oh, actually, no, that's a good weapon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to you. Sorry about that. Anyway, I need to go to Helmet, because, here we have the ribbon. Yep, it actually, prevents status effects, which is really, really good. So I'm putting that on my White Mage because, of course, that's really useful on my White Mage because she needs to be casting all of the healing spells, and, you know, if she needs to be healed, that's not a good thing. Of course, I'm pretty sure there's more than one ribbon in this game, so it's not like she's going to be the only one with one, so that's pretty good. But anyway, that's all there is to the Waterfall Cavern. In fact, what we just did there really doesn't have anything to do with, you know, the dungeon we're trying to get into now, but I figured, you know what? Why not just go and get a cube now? I mean, it's on my mind, I always do it at this point anyway, might as well. Anyway, this is actually kind of nice how it's kind of obvious where the caravan is. It's, you know, relatively prominent on the map, it's got its own little space. This ferry is very expensive, so if somehow you don't have money, well, that's too bad. Once you buy the ferry, all this stuff is open to you. They temporarily raise your stats. I never use this sort of items in RPGs. I don't see the point, to be honest. Though, this area is now useless to me, but hey, if you use that sort of item, good for you. So, now that we have a ferry, let's go all the way back to Gaea. First, apparently, we're going to fight a guy who trailed us all the way from the desert. And apparently he hurts. But he's not too tough to take down. But he only gives us 1 gil. What a cheapskate. Actually, Desert Berettas are tough, because, you know, 39 damage to my knight, so they should sort of be feared, except that one just appeared alone, so it's not like he was gonna do anything too bad. He can't one-hit kill anybody, so I'm good. Hey! Fairy, get back in your bottle. I don't need to be brought back to life. Ah, crap, it got away. Well, that's not good. What do we do now? Man, I was gonna hold it for ransom and everything. Really wanted that Oxy Ale. Might have been helpful. I think someone mentioned what it does by this point. Well, I guess I can spite this guy now. So, dude, bought your fairy, and you don't care. Well, at least he's sure of his choices, I suppose. That's just great. Wasn't going to hurt you. Oh, wait. You mean you'll get me stuff without me threatening someone to do so? Like I do a not bad thing and I get rewarded for it? Does this work all the time? Well, regardless, we have Oxy Ale, so, what's that do? It is water that produces air. Magic. That's all you need to know about it. Anyway, back to Onrak.